Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast, focused on providing valuable information for anyone looking to undertake a new build or extension project. We'll share our tips, tricks and stories from a building designer's perspective.
Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast. I'm your host, Amelia, and once again we're joined by Frank Geskus.
Afternoon, Amelia.
Afternoon. You got a little bit of a nasally nose.
Yeah, I've got the head cold going on. Start getting close to winter. Is it winter yet? No, it is. Where is it?
Oh, no, not yet. June. Couple of days.
Oh, not far away.
Not far away.
Starting to get a bit frosty.
It is.
Here in Launceston. When it's a frosty day, it is a beautiful day. Like today, the sun's out, not a cloud in the sky. It's magnificent.
It's not bad, really. I know people complain about it, but it's nice when you get days like that.
Yeah, you wake up, you know
it's
you're
a little
alive.
bit fresh.
She is fresh.
She is fresh. Yep.
And scratch the ice off the car.
Yeah, which sort of leads a little bit into our topic for today.
Okay.
Backyards.
Yep.
They get icy.
Oh, man, they do. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got to ramp out to the backyard to the clothesline.
Oh, yes. Slide down it. Yeah.
Especially made out of treated pine.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
Yes, bad design.
Yes.
But what is good design? What do you need in your backyard?
Yeah, how do you even lay it out? How do you know how to lay it out so that it's functional and it does everything that you want?
Yeah. And I suppose looking at backyards, and I'm just in our meeting room here and I'm looking at some of the posters we have on the wall and how some people have done really cool things with their backyards. And it's amazing how it can become your second or third living space. Now, in winter here in Tassie, sometimes you've got to think a little bit differently how to use that. Like, I know the kids are pretty resilient. Even when it's winter, they'll go outside and use a trampoline.
Oh, yeah, I did that as a kid. We used to sneak out after dinner and go out on the trampoline.
Get a quick bounce.
Try not to throw up because we'd just eaten.
Oh, yeah, true. Or someone double bounces you.
Yes, and you fly up in the air.
I've got to share a story. A guy I know, he was on the trampoline with his kids, his young boy. I can't remember, he must have been 5 or 6, and he double bounced him.
Oh.
But he had his leg in the wrong spot. He broke his leg on a double bounce.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it was, I remember. And he felt so bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's quite a few weeks of recovery there.
Yeah, it was not great. But anyway, yeah, it's all fun and games until someone breaks a leg, isn't it?
Exactly.
Consider what we were talking about before, what we used to do as kids. It was surprising we got away with so much when we were younger.
Yeah, that you can't get away with now.
Oh, your parents don't let you.
No.
Riding your bikes, terracing around the neighbourhood with your mates on scooters and skateboards.
Until dark.
And then you're hungry and think, better go home. Mind you, if it's daylight saving, the light's on till, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Pretty good for mum and dad. It's nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, backyards.
Backyards.
Yeah. So we thought we'd talk about backyards because there's even though it's not talking about buildings, but they're an integral part of your house. You may not care how you have backyards. You just might want just a lawn space and whatnot, pop a shed in the back, whatever.
You might only have a courtyard.
You might. But sometimes, in Launceston, Hobart, you still get some decent sized blocks, 600-700 square metres, and you potentially still have space to make something nice in the backyard.
Yeah.
And there's no limit, really. We've had podcasts on sheds.
Yes.
The man cave.
Our frescoes,
barbecue areas. You might want a spa.
Yeah.
Pool.
Oh, yes.
Sauna.
Oh, that sounds good.
Trampoline.
Not at my age.
No, but trampoline in the ground. That's interesting.
And we talked about cubby houses.
Oh, cubby
houses.
How
cool are they?
Yeah, but everyone buys them now.
Yeah, they
back in my day,
come
it was
in a
like
flat pack probably.
I used to sneak onto building sites and pinch little bits of wood and plastic and stuff and make my own cubby house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Anyway, that's what you did when you were 10 years old.
Yeah.
Determined to build a cubby house.
And that led you to Prime Design.
It might.
What was that?
I built so many of them, and then, it's all great for a while, then you leave, and then the spiders move in, and then Dad's sick of the mess, and he cleans it up, and then start again next summer.
I'm pretty sure that would be classed as illegal works, Frank.
I was definitely illegal and definitely dodgy.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. You know, do it with your siblings and mates around the neighbourhood.
Yep.
Till the spiders move in.
Oh, yeah, you don't want those.
Nah, but how do they not? We've got so many spiders here.
Yeah, they're pretty awful.
Well,
I'm not a
especially
fan.
Especially the huntsman's. It's a nice big furry thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not very pretty.
Yeah. So with your backyard, it's up to you how you want this. And it's great. You can have this whole lifestyle of kids playing area, barbecue area, entertainment, play backyard cricket, soccer, footy. Maybe not footy, but, you know, you can play all sorts of games.
Yep.
You know, basketball, build a basketball courts. We've actually done that. So it's trying to figure out how, what, how much, how to do it. But also in Tassie, we sometimes don't have flat land. So we've got a bit of slope. So that usually means retaining walls.
Yes.
And they can be a real pain in the neck and expensive. But if you want your backyard to work properly, you need to have it. So I suppose when you look at your backyard, is trying to build a bit of a vision, bit of a plan for it with all those types of things. We've done plenty of pools for people in their backyards, and that becomes part of their entertainment off their alfresco or decks or whatever.
We've done that even for extensions.
Yes.
As part of extensions.
Yep, exactly. Probably one of the biggest challenges is, and we talk about budget all the time, but backyards are one of those things I think people really underestimate how much it costs.
Yeah.
Like, really underestimate.
Few trees, you know, even like just planting it out, like that can cost a lot of money.
For quality plants, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, because you want to pay quality plants and also getting the right advice, putting in the right plants, putting the right soil in, looking after them, mulching it, all the rest of it. Is there any council regulations?
Yes.
Are you digging into an easement?
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that.
Well, yeah, you need to double check that before you dig. That's a big thing. Retaining walls too close to the boundary. You need to get a council permit for that.
Yes.
That means you need a plumbing permit because you've got a drain behind it.
Yes.
And one thing I can't stress enough, too much drainage is never enough.
You bang on about it.
I do. There's nothing like a boggy backyard.
No one likes a boggy backyard.
No, especially when you have a beautiful lawn. Some people love lawns and they spend all their effort on it, and if it gets all boggy and soggy, it doesn't work too well. So it's got to drain well.
Yes.
Funnily enough, though, if you don't get your drainage right, potentially can affect your house badly too. It can affect your footings.
Yeah, right.
So good drainage and consistent moisture content in your soils helps your house.
Okay.
So check your council regulations. We've been over this heaps of times. Check if there's easements. Check where your power cables are, where your pipes are.
Oh, yes, you don't want to chop into those.
You don't. And that's not on dial before you dig, by the way.
Isn't it?
No. Dial before you dig is public utilities.
Okay.
So if you've got your own stormwater and sewer line, water line, NBN line, power, that's on your property. You need to know where it is.
Yes. So how is that usually mapped? Does the council have access to where
Council
those are?
has as constructed drawings for stormwater and sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Water's not necessarily in that, but water and power are generally put into the same trench. So it's not always documented. So it's usually at the front anyway. So, but just be conscious of that.
Okay.
Whereas if you've got a shed in the backyard and you've got power to the shed, you want to
Yeah.
know where that cable is. So it's just knowing what's underneath. You know, go down to the local hire yard, get yourself a 3-ton excavator, start digging, just going nuts. It does happen. I've done it. It's fun. Everyone should have a go at having an excavator or one of those little dingoes. They are awesome fun.
That's because they're a toy.
Well, they move a lot of material for you. It beats using a shovel and a wheelbarrow.
Oh, yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can make some amazing stuff. You know, building pergolas, trestles, tables, fire pits.
Oh, fire pit areas. How cool are they?
Yeah, exactly. But need good drainage. You're going to set it in, otherwise the water's going to pool there.
Yep.
You're going to store the wood, nice seating. Where you're going to store all your blankies.
Yes.
You need the blankies.
Your forks for your marshmallows. Got to have a spot for those.
I like it where you got the, now digressing, you get a swinging plate over your fire pit.
Oh, so you can cook with it.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of fun with that. So if you're putting a shed in, we've spoken about sheds plenty of times. You need to check your size limits, setbacks. Again, drainage. How the retaining wall is going to work with that. Pool, you need fencing and the pool fencing regulations, because in Australia, and even a spa has to. Even if you think you got a lid covers it, it doesn't.
Okay.
So you got a spa covers the lid, that is non-compliant. It has to have a pool fence.
Yes.
Okay, very simple.
What if you have an overlay for flora and fauna and you have to have like specific plants? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's usually on the bigger blocks, more your rural.
Yep.
But that is a valid point.
Okay.
Well done. Yeah, it's very good. The old flora and fauna or the furry animal habitat overlay.
Yeah, you might not be allowed to clear so much area.
That's right.
Or
Yep. You may have bushfire restrictions where you put your shed.
That's right. Or if you're on that scenic drive, I can't remember the exact term for it.
That's right. I
That
put
overlay that...
funny story. I had to do a pool in a place on this house and relatively flat. And then the council came back, we want to see elevations or side views of the pool. It was an in-ground pool. This was the planning department.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
And that's what I said.
I'm confused.
Why is this? No, we want to see what it looks like. Do you know what an in-ground pool looks like?
It looks like an in-ground pool.
No, we want drawings. And I
Oh,
told the
wow.
client, and he said, "You're joking, aren't you?" I says, "Not." And anyway, it was on an RFI, and so we did it. And I thought, I'll show the pool fencing on there as well, just to make it look like something.
Yeah.
And a dotted line of where the pool sat, and yep, we put it in, and it was all happy days. And yep, what a waste of time.
That's bizarre. Interesting.
Yep. Anyway, I'll leave that one alone. I think everyone kind of gets the vibe that I'm feeling with that. So there's you've got to also potentially engage professionals installing pools and whatnot. If you want to do an alfresco standalone roof, you're going to have to get a permit for that.
Yes.
Actually, we've got one where you build a standalone podium. There's a very big backyard, double block this house, and they wanted a barbecue area separate from the house, and because it's got a really nice view over Launceston. And what we're going to do is build this podium so it has an indoor kitchen. We'll have a toilet round the back, and you kind of have this dining area inside.
That's cool.
And it'll have either sliding or bifold. We haven't decided yet. But you can close it up so all the leaves and stuff don't blow in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, around a landscaped yard, and said, yeah, I thought this could be cool.
That is cool if you like entertaining.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah. So, and that's why not? You know,
Yeah.
because we love it, outdoor barbecues.
We do.
Bit of entertainment, bit of fun, but just nice having a dinner with friends outside, isn't it?
It is.
You want to try and get everything to flow. I like it personally, and everyone's different, but like you go from your kitchen, living, dining, because most of the houses are open planned, into maybe to an alfresco, but then it flows into your backyard.
I guess there's a lot to think about too, because, you know, you look out your window, maybe that determines what sort of plants you put in that particular area, or...
Yeah, and the heights of the plants.
Exactly.
Where they get to maturity. And look, there's constant maintenance with these things too, to make it always look nice, because gardens are gardens, it grows.
Yes.
Keep mulching it, got to keep watering it, but integrating it with fire pits, cubby houses, kid spaces, play area. Hey, you might have to put a basketball backboard off the shed.
Yes.
Make sure it's not a brick shed.
Yes.
Yes, there's been a few accidents with those. So, yeah, where the kids can play with their sport and whatnot. But I've got to say, though, give the chance to build their own cubby houses.
You reckon?
I have such fond memories of doing that and doing it with my mates and things like that. I thought, build your own cubby house. Just have a pile of fun. Or a tree house, if you've got a decent tree.
That needs to come with a disclaimer, I think.
Yeah, there is a disclaimer, but kids being kids, you know, it's just their space.
To be creative, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your renovating tip. Have a crack.
Have a crack. Just have a pile of fun. You know, then you end up helping them paint it and do all sorts of stuff. But a bit like my cubby house, they get full of spiders and all the rest of it. So
True,
you've
yes.
got to keep that in mind.
Yes.
If it rains, is it going to be waterproof? Yeah, just have some fun with it. So what about light? Lighting up your backyard.
Yeah, outdoor lighting is a big one.
Because it could just look amazing. It could just make at night it'll just look awesome.
And I mean, I've noticed some of the photo shoots that I go out to. We've booked a couple that we've done twilight shoots with the lighting, and they look so good.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
It's also helpful when you've got to go out to the wheelie bins and put them out on the road.
Oh, yeah. and it's a security thing too, though.
Security, 100%.
Yeah, it's something
you've got
to
sensors
think
on there.
about.
Yeah, easy to get your wheelie bins out backwards and forth because you're usually doing that at night.
Yes.
Yeah, but you should be get plans from the council, or you can measure up your own backyard and start doing some sketches. Landscape designers or landscapers that can build this stuff for you.
Yes.
They've got great ideas too, cost effective, and you want to get one that's got a proven track record. You know,
yes.
That's done plenty. You can go talk to previous clients, and again, depending how much money you want to spend. But be aware, backyards are expensive.
Yes.
Think about the fencing. Also, be considerate to your neighbour.
I've come up with a good one. What about, I don't know if they're a thing so much now, but people used to create their own backyard ponds.
Oh, yeah, true.
And that was like, I don't know if it's a thing now, but probably like, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago, like that was a big thing. People were creating their own backyard ponds. Now, should they technically have a plumbing permit, and should they technically have fencing around them if they're more than, what is it? Like,
I think it's 290 millimetres. Yeah.
So, I mean, how many people have got backyards that are probably illegal with their ponds in there?
It's not many anymore. Don't see many.
No. They were a thing, though.
I know one, they built a raised one out of bricks and it was all lined, and they got, what's that Japanese fishy, the koi? Is it koi?
I have no idea.
Anyway,
not goldfish.
Sorry, someone will correct me on this. Well, they've got fish in there.
Yep.
And what they ended up doing is putting reinforcement mesh that sat probably about, I think it's 50 mil below the top of the water. So it just sits on it. It looks a bit gungy and stuff after a while. But it's got that piece of safety.
Yes.
So you put a mesh in there.
Yes.
But that can look really cool. I know someone who did he had a steeper block, and they made a bit of they put a liner in there and put all river rocks and stuff, and the water just trickled and had a pump in the bottom, and it just kept circulating.
Yeah, yeah.
So you always got this trickle of water. So when you're out there having a dinner or whatever, you're always going to the toilet because you always hear this trickling water all the time. So just to summarise, you've got to have a clear plan, vision. Might have to just start small, bits and pieces. And it's going to change. If you're lucky enough to have kids, how's it going to change? How's it going to change your lifestyle? Good drainage, understand, and you're going to need a plumber possibly to help you there, and what features of your lifestyle that you're going to need or your family needs, and how are you going to get this harmonious flow? Like,
how do you know when to plan the backyard? Like, is that before you build the house, or?
I think it's worth having a think about.
Yeah, because there is a lot to think about. But some people, they just leave it and they sort of,
live there for a while before they make
there
a
a bit and then mull over it and then figure out what they want afterwards.
Or on the flip side, building up your cash so you can actually do it.
Yeah, that is very true.
You know, because, you're going to chew a lot of money up. Yeah, just putting topsoil in, if you want to put instant turf, or you go put the fake grass in. That stuff's amazing now.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have animals? Oh, I've got to talk about our pets.
Yeah, is it suitable for our pets?
Yeah, suitable for the dog.
The horses?
Ah, yes, you love your horses.
Yes.
That's not going to be in suburbia.
No, I'm not going to be living in suburbia.
Unless you're a little pony.
Ponies.
Ponies, okay. So your cat, if you have a cat that goes outside, we have a cat. I don't want him outside because too many native animals.
Yes.
I don't want him anywhere near them.
Our cats are indoor as well.
Yep. I like our native birds. Then you need to consider that. Do you put a dog run in?
Fencing is another one.
Oh, yeah, good fencing. Yeah, security, kids, whatnot.
Different types of fencing. You can obviously get timber or you can get colour bond.
Steel, glass.
Gabion.
Oh, the Gabion retaining walls.
Yep.
Yes, they look very cool. So it's never ending.
Never ending.
So creative, and there's so much stuff online.
And a building designer can help you a little bit with that as well?
Yeah, a little bit. We're not experts in it. We can certainly help with the spaces, and I'm the first one to admit that, but that's why you've got landscape architects or landscapers that can help you, and they have got great ideas.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I'd highly encourage you would engage in with someone could just design your backyard for you. Pay for a design and you do it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want your own project or if you want to engage them.
Yeah, we're
But
definitely going to have to get someone in to talk about that.
I think it might be a good idea.
Yeah.
See what other tips and tricks. But they can certainly make a house look utterly amazing all the way around. Front, back, sides, and no wasted space, and choose the correct plants. That's a big one. Choosing the correct plants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Get that wrong, you pay a lot of money and they cark it. That's not real flash.
Or they
It's a
get
bad
into your pipes, or
yeah, that's
if
pretty
you've
rare
planted
nowadays.
in the wrong spot.
Yeah, it's pretty rare nowadays with their PVC pipes. It's the old earthenware. They make a right mess.
Yes.
So PVC, you're generally okay. But also don't plant big trees next to your house.
No.
It's just going to break your house. It's very simple.
Yes. They do a lot of damage.
Oh, I've seen some stupid gum trees and pine trees and conifers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really damage houses, yeah.
Yeah.
And they look like they're that close, but they go after water sources too. So, yeah, that's, again, good drainage.
Okay, good planning, good drainage. I think we've covered all the points.
I think we have.
All right, we might wrap it up there, folks. Thanks for listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.
Catch us later.
You're listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.